Moshi Moshi? Have you ever heard of Subverse? This game that I really waited for and honestly were really hyped about gets released 4 months ago and I decided to give it a try. To my biggest surprise, this game wasn't even close to what I was expecting. But hey, that's how hyping works. I played the game for some time and I eventually got bored of it. Haven't finished it, I stopped reading dialogues, I skipped all the gameplay parts and eventually I got a question. Why is Subverse so boring? Here in this video I gather 5 reasons why Subverse failed as a game. Let's begin. When you start playing something, you usually want to see what you're dealing with. Either it's a gameplay or a story-driven game. It's always easier to feel yourself in control even if you're terribly failing at this, instead of just watching and suffering of how terribly slow the story is being held. Subverse sadly doesn't start from a gameplay part. The opening sequence for it is a 2-minute long trailer, which doesn't really contribute anything to the story. So in my opinion, the best case scenario would be to just remove the trailer entirely, or to replace it with another part, which we'll come back later to. Second problem of Subverse is also standing close to the first problem. It's opening sequence. I never was a fan of tutorials in any games. If you can feed the player with ever-growing difficulty so he can figure it out everything by himself, you're doing a terrible job as a gameplay designer. Sometimes tutorial might be great if your game is having an intense entering difficulty, such as Lobotomy Corporation in its end stages. But let's be honest, Lobotomy Corporation didn't have a tutorial. It all were given over time with ever-increasing difficulty and guides that you can read if you ever feel like it. But Subverse doesn't even have that hard aspect of not even knowing what's going on in the beginning. Subverse tutorial really consists from explanation of 4 buttons, such as attack, additional attack, dodge and a shift key boost.
Then press it again.
Why? Teaching players such basic concept is an absolute error, I would say. If you don't think player can figure it out by himself, place a 5-second window explaining on how to move your ship with WASD buttons and shift. Or you think player wouldn't get how to use 2 mouse buttons and spacebar? Add a triangle in the bottom right corner showing it. It's not really hard, but tutorial for that is just unnecessary. Third problem of this game is actually its gameplay. It's not really bad, but it's just blank. It's easy. Subverse had only one moment which really got me interested in gameplay. It was the fight with a Huntress boss. She spawned a lot of illusions which really confused the player, which to addition also was pretty tough to beat, taking me over 10 tries to defeat her. And this is a good gameplay. It's hard, but it's not hard if you know what you're doing. It's a unique gimmick which this boss had. It can screw you or you can screw it up. But talking about any other battle in this game, it's absolutely the same. Enemies might be changing their appearance, but they never change their approach. Just attack you and, well, die eventually. The later stages of a game, I just stopped doing battles whatsoever. There's no gimmicks to fight here. They're just long and empty. So increasing an amount of enemies, shortening amount of waves, giving them different abilities, even the simple ones, will definitely do the trick. Also talking about the first problem, this is where you should start your gameplay from.
Captain, we're getting attacked by a large swarm of enemies.
Oh shit!
Now give them hell!
That would be a better intro than what they're having right now, but regardless. Problem 4 actually is a difficult one to fix. It's the game's dialogue. Have you ever tried writing a 6,000 words essay? That's what I feel the game is doing. Trying to enter as much text as they can for no apparent reason. The whole point of any dialogue should count to something like this. First, create a problem. Second, introduce a solution. Third, solve it. Subverse, however, adding a lot of things which is not really necessary. For example, introducing the solution 3 times in a row, or creating a problem which isn't supposed to be stated, or not even trying to solve the problem whatsoever. And the short dialogues in Subverse is too long and missing the point 90% of the times. So shortening them to the very bare bones and then trying to restructure them would be a good solution. Problem 5 is another one which is easy to fix. That's ground battle. There's nothing really bad at this concept. It is really fun to figure out a strategy and defeat enemies with the best possible solutions, but there is really no strategy in ground battles here. If you take a game like XCOM, the main point of it will be figuring out the map, its best and worst places, go for some risky moves and get the best plan you can think of. In Subverse, however, well, I don't know. There are dudes fighting. They have no differences. If you replace everyone by just bean models, nothing really gonna change. It's gonna be the same game. So, to fix it, you might increase the playable territory, add some actual obstacles which you can shoot through, balance out the classes such as increasing HP of the melee units with their speed, range and damage of the sniper units, and probably buffing the ultimate abilities to make them more punishing/rewarding, but also increasing their charge times. And that's where the game stands today. It's a pretty mediocre project that can be improved and perfected, but still lacking its main purpose. The hentai in this game is somewhat good, but it doesn't really feel rewarding. It really feels like nothing. The opening scene you need to fight in a battle which is boring and non-entertaining, eventually resulting in you grinding boring things for mediocre rewards. But hey, that's not my field of knowledge. Anyway, if you want to check a really good underrated hentai game, you can check it out on your screen. Other than that, it was Cabelkins, and I'll see you next time. Peace.